The most important thing you can do is to establish a caring community. And then I like to have engaging challenges. It needs to be stimulated with some curiosity where they want to create. You'll see a lot of collaboration taking place. My final C is the piece of communication. Hi, I'm Rob Stephenson, 2009-2010 Michigan Teacher of the Year. And for all of you out there, I just wanted to say thank you for your interest in education, and I wanted you to know obviously how much I love my job. It's pretty evident when you're working with kids that there's nothing more rewarding than getting them excited about their learning and getting them turned on to something else and taking a really difficult concept and then making it easy to understand. Today I had a couple of visitors from Meemic Insurance in my classroom, which was delightfully fun, and they get to see some of the things that we do in class. One of the things that my students were working on today, they've begun a structural engineering project, which is they're making a marble roller coaster run virtually entirely out of paper. I'm a big advocate for STEM integration, which is integration of science, technology, engineering, and math. And very few people out there have good engineering programs, and I've done a lot of amassing of different projects. Design Squad, if you're not familiar with that resource on PBS, is a great resource. But in any event, through the course of the year, my students go through about 26 different projects in engineering, spanning 17 different fields of engineering. And as a result of this, they learn not only inventive creativity, but perseverance, and it's just an amazing opportunity for kids to grapple with challenging concepts in a hands-on way. I also today show a couple of other strategies in language arts. One of the stories that I was sharing today is a book by John Seska, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. And for me, literature and writing, I like to do a lot of integration, but at the same time, I want to give kids memorable experiences, because I know if I just stand up and lecture, as I'm doing to you right now, sorry about that, that's called semantic memory, and it doesn't work very well. You'll actually forget 90% of everything I'm going to say in 30 minutes, so sorry about that. But if, in fact, we can give our students experiences that are called episodic memory experiences or procedural memory experiences, and what those means are episodic is when it touches the student with something that they already know in their own personal life. Procedural would be a hands-on opportunity for memory. When we can touch them that way, or with triggering emotional memory, the memory we know by brain research, the retention is very, very much long-lasting. So many of my lessons that I do will trigger those memories. The hands-on opportunities with the engineering and my science and math it's a daily event. But with language arts, it's a little bit more difficult, and so I try to give them experiences and memory triggers that are much more powerful in a different way. And so today, by introducing a writing assignment on perspective, taking a different perspective from a character's point of view and rewriting a story that they already know, I introduced it by modeling it by telling a story and actually projecting myself into the story using theatrical creativity. And then as a result of that, even integrating in a quick storytelling opportunity, which is another way to trigger literacy skills in young kids. And then finally going to a music component where we could actually get the kids thinking and stimulating another type of understanding and learning, which is a great opportunity for kids as well. That is a great way to give them something to grab onto right away, get the energy level kicked into gear, and also stimulate that artistic creativity that we want to perpetuate among students. My classroom is often noisy. My classroom has a lot of activity going on, but I hope you get a sense that it's productive noise as the kids are working and getting excited about their learning and then wanting to share that with one another. So you'll see I have a framework that I referred to in an article I submitted to Meemic, which I call the Journey Through the 7 C's. And within this, I sort of envision my classroom with these capital C's, if you can imagine. And the most important thing you can do is to establish a caring community. A caring community in which you accept every child for who they are, have faith in their abilities, and accentuate their strengths so that they begin to believe in themselves. And as a result of that, it develops a sense of trust, and so the kids are willing to take risks to try something new because they know it's safe, because we're going to make sure it's safe. So those two are your first elements, the caring community. And then I like to have engaging challenges. I'm one who believes in high expectations and really pushing my kids to try something complicated but delivered in a way that's meaningful. And they love to, they're really empowered by this complicated, challenging tasks. At the same time, that challenge, another C, needs to be stimulated with some curiosity, and that's another C. I like to do this in all areas of my content where I get the kids inquisitive and I sort of tap into that inquisitive nature that we all have and want that, where they want to create and problem solve. And speaking of create, that's going to be the next one, creative problem solving opportunities. I like to set up opportunities for my kids where they make choices on how they're going to be learning, although that's another C, that's not one of my 7. I like the kids to be using creative problem-solving opportunities and give them some empowerment to choose how they want to proceed in their learning. At the same time, you'll see a lot of collaboration taking place. Kids are destined to work with other individuals in their workforce and in their adult lives, both face-to-face and digitally, and so kids must have opportunities to do that every single day. So you'll see a lot of group work, a lot of paired work, as well as independent work, because they need to be able to excel at all of that. So that collaboration is another C. My final C is the piece of communication, because I truly believe that every kid needs to contribute to this ever-growing knowledge base of information that we have. And if they are empowered and know that there's an authentic audience who's interested in what they have to say, they want to share it. And if it's given a relevant audience and opportunity, they will certainly take advantage of that and showcase what they've learned. Whether you're doing it in a written format or a digital presentation, just giving the kids the opportunity to shine, because that's all they really want to do anyway, and they're deserving of that. Finally, I would say, as far as my passion for teaching, I truly believe in kids as gifted, and I think most educators do. The one thing, if we can continue to communicate that to children so that they each know what their individual strengths are, it not only does wonders to build up their self-esteem, but at the same time gives them the confidence to try out areas where they're not so strong. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen today, and I hope that you continue to stay in education and continue to support education, because truly the future depends upon it. Thank you very much.
You snuck in my house, you crushed my chair. CSI found your yellow hair. Do anything that you want to do, but you gotta know that I'm gonna sue. Now listen up. For you, I've got some news. You jumped out the window and left your blue suede shoes. Now, right where you're sitting, can you move your feet? Move those feet. Move those feet.